Welcome back to Sports Hop. Episode 66 is upon us. I'm so excited. You already know what time it is. It's your player partner, Mack B. I'm back at it, baby. I'm back in the building, and I'm feeling good. Oh, yeah. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We appreciate all the love and support here at Sports Hop. Make sure you tap in. I got a special guest on the couch today. We've been trying to make this happen for a minute. I got the legendary, the official DJ of the world champion, back-to-back LA Dodgers, DJ Severe is in the building. What's up, player?
What's up, player?
How you doing, man?
I'm great. I'm lovely. Championship vibes. That's all it is.
Oh, man, I love it, man. Congratulations not only to you, but the LA Dodgers, Dave Roberts, the whole squad, making history. First team to do it.
Right.
Since, the Yankees did it over 20 years ago. So I'm excited for the city. I'm excited for the team. I'm excited for you. Before we go there, though, let's go back in the time, player.
Let's go.
Let's talk about your early days, as an adolescent, as a kid. You're from Pasadena, right?
Born and raised.
Okay. Yeah. Tell me about the Dina, what that means to you in terms of the culture and the environment, and what was it like in Pasadena back in the day for you?
Dopest thing about Dina, and anybody from Pasadena and Altadena will tell you, Pasadena is like an anomaly. We don't have racism.
Yeah.
You grew up with white people, Latino people on the same street. Horses going down the street, peacocks. We had everything. Everybody has everything. You walk up and down the street, drink out of your neighbor's water hose. Everybody's looking out for everybody. There's a park to the north, a park to the south. Just good living. Most of the people who came there, like my grandparents, they migrated from the south in the 40s.
Okay.
So whenever the war ended, they came. Most people started at least my family started off in Ohio, and then people tell them, nah, keep coming to California. So both sides of my family came at the same time, and they developed all in Pasadena. And for a while, for Pasadena, you really couldn't go to Altadena. But once some of the other people migrated out, my grandmother was one of the first families to buy a home in Altadena.
Wow.
Which eventually turned into 3 houses in Altadena.
This was in the 40s?
This was in the 50s.
Okay.
This was in the 50s. And then we just have the generations that's come together. You had a lot of people from all ethnic backgrounds come to Pasadena at the same time, and created just this great fellowship and friendship. We still get together for our annual homecoming game, turkey tussle. Everybody still comes. Yeah. All my friends of over 40 years, we're still friends to this day. We always come together. You can meet somebody internationally. If they say you're from Pasadena, immediately it's going to be a lot of love.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Great sports tradition. Plenty of athletes, plenty of championship athletes come out of there.
Yeah.
You got Jackie Robinson. Just a great.
Hello.
A great place to grow up. Like I said, I wish I could have given that to my kids, but it's just an anomaly.
Right. And how did the family dynamic affect you, not only as a kid, but even into your early adulthood? Because family is so crucial in terms of upbringing and things of that nature, in terms of guidance. Right. Talk to me about that experience with your family and how that resonated with you, not only as a kid, but then as you became a young adult.
I'll say this, just teaching you that respect and love for one another and unconditionally. Like I said, you come from Pasadena, you learn to take care of your own. You learn to appreciate your own people. Really super strong family values. Very close connected. You have three high schools, 2 major ones, PHS and John Muir. Just taught you, for instance, like my mom, you usually have 3 generations that went to the same high school and passed it down. So they passed down the tradition. But just honest to goodness, great family values, and just an essence of championship. We got into the sports, just everything, competition. Just a great place to grow up. Yes, my grandmother, my grandfather.
Shout out to the grandparents.
Yeah, wow. That's exactly when they came.
Yeah.
When they came. Yes. Yeah.
Wow. And you still have those memories, right?
Yes,
you know,
do.
even as a kid, just little things.
Yes, you do.
Going to the store or going on a family outing or, you know, the holidays, right? You still remember that.
Yes, it's changed. It's a little bit different now because of the fires.
Right.
Like my grandmother, she lost, we lost in my family, we lost like 9 homes.
Oh,
and then,
so sorry.
But between friends, you talk about 150, 160. You know what I mean? But that slogan that we rebuild, that's true when you say Pasadena.
Yeah.
Because for a while we were not known and no one knew about this secret little city of great people. And now it's like on the map and we don't want to see that ruined. We want to rebuild it. I understand in some cases people won't rebuild, and if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. But for the most part, my friends that have taken over their parents' homes, they say they're going to rebuild, and some of those parents aren't going anywhere.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know, historically speaking, you know, Altadena, that area, there's been a lot of successful, like, Black-owned businesses.
For sure.
A lot of Black-owned things and people, you know, of color really making an impact in the community.
For sure.
And really making strides. A lot of people don't realize that, the significance of that.
For sure. That you would see, even when the fires are going on, everyone who doesn't live out in Pasadena went back home to help.
Yeah.
To check on people. To
Stepped
make sure
up.
everything was good. You step up. You know what I mean? And it was like, whatever you need. And that's the thing, whatever you need. And you know people from Pasadena, that's what they mean. Whatever you need. I have people that, because people I know were donating cars to my family.
Wow.
It's just the outpouring of love that just came, about. Like, it was amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's almost, but that's part of Pasadena. You know?
That's what it is. That's the backbone. That's the
backbone.
culture, right?
That's the backbone in the culture.
I love that. And speaking of the culture, did you play sports as a kid? Were
did.
you involved in sports in junior high, high school? Talk to me about that experience. What was that like?
I did. So we have two, like I said, Altadena, we have Loma Alta Park, which is the South Loma Alta, and then we have Farnsworth Park.
Yeah.
There's one street, Loma Alta, that goes to both parks. So you were kind of on both sides, but I guess your mom and your dad kind of decided which park that you played at. And so, but at school, when you go back to school on Monday, everybody either plays for like Loma Alta or they play at Farnsworth. So you're competing against your homeboys and your friends, the same people you play in the street with.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I started baseball at a young age. God bless my mom. Rest in peace. She's the one who took me to
Shout out to moms.
every one of my practices. Just made sure. She made sure if I needed a ride, she was there. And when I had to get picked up, she was right there too. But no matter what I wanted to play, so I started off baseball. I went to John Muir High School, the Mighty Mustangs. I played football there, football and baseball. Ran track. That's where I got my love for it. It's almost like you get in the in crowd if you can be on the John Muir Mustangs football team.
Oh yeah,
and that's really the only reason why I wanted to be on the team, because you got the girls and
the best of both worlds, baby. Oh yeah,
you like a celebrity walking around, especially around turkey tussle time, just to be able to wear that blue and gold.
Yeah,
and have that Letterman jacket with the M on it.
Oh
that's and then we all put our designs on it. That's all.
Every man's dream, right there.
That's all you really wanted. But another thing about playing for the Mustangs, had this great coach, Jim Brownfield. He taught us how to be men. Like, you couldn't. That's where I got my work ethic from. You could not miss practice. There was no excuse. He would tell you, if you're sick, you don't have a doctor's, but tell your mom to make the doctor's appointment outside of football. He was very serious. And
you had to pull up. You had to show up.
You had to pull up. And the dope thing about it was, your parents at that time, they bought into it too. They didn't go, oh no, they understood. Like, you say, I can't miss practice. Like, I understand you can't miss practice. You can't be sick. It just taught you a work ethic. Like, spending, like, school be out and we're right back at football practice for the whole summer. You know what I mean? And you get into 2-a-days. I can't remember a summer break in my high school, but we won championships. You know what I mean? It teaches you how to work for something and to be prideful of something. You know what I mean? And each one of my teammates are successful. You know what I mean? You all go on to do great things and be hard workers. And it's a testament to Jim Brownfield.
Right. Shout out to Coach Brownfield. I love it,
Coach
man.
Brownfield. Yeah.
That's amazing. Let's talk about musically. How did you get into the DJ world? Were you maybe started rapping or wanted to be an artist, or did you just hop into the turntables? How did all that come about where you started doing music and started DJing and rocking?
I think what happened with me was, that That's the golden age of vinyl records.
Yeah.
So
the 12 inches.
12 inches.
Yeah.
And so we all had that record collection that your mom and dad had that you weren't really supposed to touch.
Digging in the crates.
Yeah. And my dad had one of the best sound systems. And so you looking, but you're not supposed to really touch. And then first off, it's up high, so you're not really supposed to reach it. But this is where they have everything. Even
you on the chair trying to
you on the chair. This is where you have everything. The Richard Pryor's there. Everything is there that you're not supposed to listen to. But you have those days off where you like, okay, I got to stay home from school. Let me remember where this record goes because I got to put it right back at the same time.
Yeah.
You learn how to put the needle on without scratching. You know what I mean? So I was lucky enough that each household that I went to where my aunts and my uncles were, there was a different set of vinyl. And for some reason, when I see vinyl records, my eyes just
lit up.
They lit up. And so even if I go, I'm trying to play with my cousins, like, no, I want to check out this record collection when everybody else is doing everything else. So I'm flipping through everything, and I've always gravitated to like album covers. And I used to spend summers at my aunt's house. She didn't have any music, but she let me buy the Columbia House where you put the penny in the.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Old school.
So I was like, for a penny, I can get music. And you know what I mean? I never bought anything else after that like you're supposed to, but I did put the penny on. And I remember picking my records based on the album covers. And my first set came, and it didn't matter whether it was R&B, rock, country, because I would watch Hee Haw with her. I would watch Lawrence Welk with hers. I love music. And so I can remember my first set coming, and it had both Heatwave albums, the Silvers.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Like Steely Dan. I'm just ordering
classic,
stuff.
yeah.
The classic stuff.
A19.
Right.
Yeah.
So I got so enthralled with it. This is my first time that these are actually my records. So now I'm opening up the liner notes and now I'm reading. Okay, this is produced by so and so, put together like this. And then so I discovered like Rod Temperton from Heatwave. And then I look at Off the Wall and it's Rod Temperton there. So you start figuring out.
He wrote a lot of hits.
He wrote a lot of hits.
He wrote some stuff for Michael Jackson.
A white dude from England.
Yes.
Wrote all those bops.
Yes.
But you start learning once you start reading the liner notes. Okay, now I know what a producer is. Now I know what an executive producer is. Now I know who played bass on this. Now I know who did this. That's how you develop being like a music nerd. So, I mean, and I'm just like putting on everything. And no matter what, whether I knew it or not, I'm sitting there just listening to it in these summers. And that's how I developed kind of like my love for it first. Then when I got a little older, you know, this is also the day of the record shops where you walk with $1.
Yeah.
Get you a 45, walk back home, pop it on, and like listen to it because there wasn't really anything. You didn't really Walkmans hadn't come yet, but they came. But
pre-Walkman days.
But you just pre-Walkman days. You just go into the record shop with your $1.
Yeah.
All it costs is $1. You got the incense going when you walk in there, and it's probably like a Tempest or a Pac-Man, machine there. You go and buy your record, and you go home and listen to it. But where I really think developed my skill was making pause tapes, because I would try to take, at that time everybody was kind of dancing, so I thought it was my job to try to make the songs longer in the intros without the song coming in on the tape. So this is when you learn that if you don't have a blank, you can take the tissue paper and put it at the top of the cassette to record over the already produced cassette. So if you didn't want this one, you could take this over. So what I would do
is game. I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah, you put tissue paper or tape over the top of the cassette, and then you can record over it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would take, my specialty was sitting there listening with your other cheap system that your parents bought you because they was tired of you asking to use theirs. So you had the one all-in-one, the cassette, the turntable with the speakers. So I would spend hours in my room trying to make songs longer in the intro. So you develop just like trying to catch the mix on the radio where it's like pause and you want to try to catch it before at the right time. At the right time after the DJ stops talking, so you can make sure, so it seems like you got all the tracks. So I would sit there and try to make the songs longer. I would try to make an 11-minute track of a song. So you sit there listening for the right point, letting off pause, stopping it again at the right time so you can extend just this loop. It was funny. I had a dude, one of my close friends, John, I saw him like 2 years ago. And he was like, man, I used to walk by when I would walk up and down Loma Alta, I would hear you in your room making these pause tapes. And I was like, that brought back such a memory to me of being young and spending all that time in my room. But again, shouts out to my parents, because they never really I'm a young kid at the time. I'm loving Prince. I got Prince posters all over my wall.
Legend.
I'm watching Benny Hill. My parents never told me don't do that, don't watch this. They kind of let me like grow into whatever it was.
Gravitate to it.
Even though they said well, my mom, I told the story at her home going. One day they saw me watching Benny Hill and they questioned each other. Should we be letting them watch this? And they just kind of like let me just kind of like grow and be what I wanted to be. Plus, they also let all my friends kind of gravitate to my house. So we had like just different, we would do Prince for like the talent shows. So it's just a healthy essence of music where I grew up. And then within all my families. My dad brought me my first drum set. So I played drums, just trying to learn music. My mom she played the piano. So it's just always music around. You know what I mean? So like I said, each house, I developed a different love for music. From my dad, I got Earth, Wind & Fire, Ohio Players, even stuff like Sylvester, you know what I mean? Just everything. Teddy Pendergrass. Classics. Then I go to my cousin's house. That's where I learned about Parliament Funkadelic. You know what I mean? Bootsy Collins and the more old school stuff. Yeah. So there was a different presence. And that's also my cousins where I first saw Prince. I was like, what is this? And then when I first dug into it, I was like, okay, like this man is a musical genius.
Genius, bro.
So I mean, I've always said just had a healthy dose of music around me. Even when I travel out of town, I try to find the local record shops. Yeah. And I go see what's there. I'm like a kid in the candy store. You take me to, but you can never get that time where it's just you to go in there and just like digging the crates. You always have somebody with you, and they don't have the same love for it, so you're always rushed. You know?
And I miss those days, man. And we're so fortunate, right, to grow up in that era.
Yes.
That era of funk.
Yes.
Hip hop, just the authenticity behind the records, man. To go to the store, to grab the vinyl, grab the CD or the cassette, you know, even pre-CD days, the 8-tracks. Now, I was too young to buy them, but I remember the uncle, pulling up with the 8-track. I'm like, wow. So those days, the new generation, shout out to the youngsters, but they'll never really know what we experienced and how powerful that was, right?
It was to just be able to sit there with the music and not have to be distracted by something else that you got going on.
Yeah.
I saw a post about that, like before social media, how we used to just play, get on your bike and ride till the sun went down and come home. Is a different time.
Yeah.
Different time.
Yeah. And speaking of time, tell all the people watching the show, at what point in time did you start DJing for the Dodgers? Walk our viewers through that process. How did you land that gig?
Okay, so my DJ journey is very storied and very different. So I graduated high school, still loving music, and like you say, we transitioned from vinyl to CDs. I went into the aerospace industry. I'm still in the aerospace industry. Okay. And I had a buddy named Eric Hartfield. And because I'm buying music at the Warehouse Records every Tuesday because I know what's coming out, I now have to have, because I had a healthy vinyl collection, I got to have a healthy CD collection. So I'm listening to everything on 92.3 The Beat and listen to
shout out and rest in peace, by the way, to DJ Hidell.
Yes.
Remember him?
Yes.
That was my dog.
That's one of the dopest things, because these DJs I used to listen to are now my best friends. You know what I mean? Which is crazy to me that I'm up considered in the echelon with them. Yeah. So I'm buying music all the time. I'm figuring it out. My first actual party I DJ'd was for my friend Eric Hartfield. He lived in a house on Van Ness. And I didn't have turntables. I didn't even have a CD player. All I had was remember the CD, the portable mini CD joints? Yeah. So I told him, I said, man, I can DJ your party with 2 of these joints and your receiver. You're a receiver. And so he's like, what? I'm like, yes. So I kid you not. If you think of any hood house that you can be on the back porch, but if you open the door, you can look straight through to the front door.
You got a bird's eye view.
You got a bird's eye view of everything. Yeah. So I'm setting up. We just use his regular speakers, and I'm on his back porch on my knees with my 100 Discman going back and forth, and I'm looking in at this party on Van Ness, and people were in there just swimming and fishing,
rocking,
and cats coming out to the back like looking for the DJ. Like, man, you out here doing that with these? I'm like, yeah. And that was my first real a house party in LA. You can't cut your teeth no better than that.
Yeah, you never gonna forget that.
Never gonna forget that one. So did it one time. Then probably 5 years later, I'm still working in aerospace, and I moved to Arizona for a year. I come back to try to get my aerospace job back, and things are slow. So I have an uncle who asked me, like, what do you want to do? I said, well, I know I can DJ because I have the music, I have the love for it. And this is like a couple days before the first Newmark CDN 88 came out.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I could just get the money for that. He loaned me the money to buy it. Shouts out to my Uncle Irvin.
Shout out to Uncle Irvin.
He loaned me the money to buy it, and I just took it home and just started practicing. And that was the first one they said you could scratch on. You couldn't really scratch on it. But to me, I'm not big on scratching. If you're a LA based DJ, we blend here.
Yeah.
And I wanted to really hone in my blending skills, which is what I did. I just started telling people I'm DJing, booking parties for free, booking parties for like $50, just doing everything. I was horrible at first because you'd practice on the machine and get out there and the machine wouldn't do whatever you practice. Plus, you had to cut your teeth on. As soon as you tell somebody you're a DJ, they tell you, well, you can come DJ this party. But if you don't have everything in your repertoire to cover these parties, you gotta, it's gonna be a couple lessons you're gonna learn. You're gonna take a lot of L's.
Yeah.
But by the time I probably say I got a year or two in it, and I really start honing in on my weddings and my different things and figuring out my playlists and then learning how to read the crowd, and then always willing to be listened to, open to like different music, which I already love for music anyway. It's just a matter of wanting to move the crowd and then like developing that sense of what can move the crowd.
Right.
And I just got really good at it. Business was booming. Just worked my way through it. Always had an eye out for the technology and what's up and coming, but also appreciating the old school. And back again to Pasadena, I had my buddy Sean Smith. He called me one day because we always lean on each other for advice. And he told me he had this job opportunity, and he's always been in catering. And his opportunity was at the Dodgers, working as the level manager for what's known as the Stadium Club. The Dugout Club.
Yeah.
Which is the very bottom at Dodger Stadium where all the actors and everything go.
All the VIPs.
Before. So this is right around the time that the Dodgers acquired Manny Ramirez during the trade, because the Dodgers were horrible up until that point. Got Manny Ramirez, and now the energy's back. Yeah. So he had this idea where he wanted to bring a DJ in to kind of spice it up in the beginning of the game and then a little bit after. And so he brought me in, and I DJ'd. I think I did two games, and they loved it. And he kept calling me back. Can you imagine going in, DJing, then being able to watch the game, then play after? Tiger Woods is over there, all these different people over there, and you just creating a vibe and meeting all these people.
Rocking with legends. And so
at Dodger Stadium, there's 9 floors and different managers of catering on every level. So I guess there was another DJ that was DJing like upwards, probably on like the reserve level, and he was becoming somewhat of a prima donna. I don't know who this was, so I can't disparage anybody's name.
Yeah.
But they came to my buddy and said, "Hey, we understand your friend's a really good DJ. Can he cover these other 2 sections with 1 parking space and the same amount of money?" And so I already has that hustler mentality. So I'd never tell you no.
Yeah.
I just tell you, yeah, I can do it. So
right.
I got with 2 of my other DJ buddies, and I said, look, we're going to do this with 1 parking space. So I came with the idea to have them drive to the stadium with their equipment. I'll meet you down the street. I'll put a trailer and a hitch behind my Suburban. We'll put all the equipment on the trailer and hitch. We'll pull up into the stadium.
Boy.
We'll take the 1 parking spot, but then we'll flip the trailer and hitch on top of the Suburban. So it's still 1 parking spot. And we'll make money and enjoy the time and watch the game. So we did that all the way through the playoffs until they lost. I was thinking it's over with. They called me back for the beginning of the season next season. So we started doing all this like signature opening day, any key
events,
any of the high-end game events. Then the Dodgers started hearing about me. So they start asking about this DJ who they're seeing like navigating around the stadium. First off, I was always on time, because that's one of the keys. It's
punctual,
like if they give you a spot to be set up in, you just want, if they come by there, just see your setup and they can walk off and go to their other business.
Right.
So that was what I specialized in, trying to make sure that we were there, make sure everybody was on point. and not bumping into anybody while you're moving stuff, just keeping everything straight. And so they asked me to start doing this event they used to do called Dodgers Under the Lights. So now this is when people pay money while the Dodgers are out of town and they go on the field and they're taking the tours, but they're also playing the game like they're like a Dodger player. So now I'm set up on the dugout and now my music is going like through the stadium. So I did like 4 or 5 of those, and then the following season, I'm playing. This is the same time the DJ sound, the first hit. So every DJ was just wearing that out. Everybody was just wearing that out. So they had a scavenger hunt for a Christmas party. So each time somebody would find something, I was just going crazy on the horn. Yes, that right there.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is. Good looking, Solomon. Yeah.
And so at the end of the event, this guy walks up to me and he says, "Hey, my name is Damian Shepard. I love that sound effect you're playing. Could you send that to me?" And I said, "Yeah." So 2 weeks later, I'm in New York on my vacation, just chilling. And he emails me and says, asking for the sound effect. So I emailed him that sound effect plus a bunch of others. And he says, "Thanks." And I said, "Well, are there any openings at the stadium?" He said, "As a matter of fact, we're looking for a DJ. Are you interested?"
Wow.
So I immediately, yeah, it's crazy. I immediately shut down my vacation, and I had taken so many pictures with like Tommy Lasorda, Tiger Woods, all these different people. And so I called my web designer. I said, "Hey, look, I'm gonna get this interview. I want you to tailor make my website with So Dodger Blue and all my
smart.
Yes,
smart.
Because I know they're gonna vet me out. You know what I mean? Either way,
they're gonna do their homework.
They're gonna do their homework.
Yeah.
So why not go to the website and see all the pictures of me in the stadium club already, like kind of rocking?
Yeah.
I had met so many people just in rocking there, like the real attorney from the Aaron Brockovich.
Oh wow.
I was doing parties for his family. This is crazy. So, I go into the meeting, interview, and they give me all these like different scenarios. Like, if it's bottom of the 9th, 2 down, what are you gonna play this now? So I'm like scratching my head. So they send me off. They said, "We're gonna bring you back in a couple weeks." So I go home trying to think of all these scenarios. I'm nervous because this is like my dream job.
This is your big shot.
It's my big shot.
Yeah.
So
you don't want to blow it.
I don't want to blow it at all. Then I come into the meeting and there's like, I can tell there's like 3 other cats like interviewing for the same thing, but go in and they start asking me these questions, but kind of like laughing because everybody that's in the interview room is someone I've already met at the stadium, like just being around there on a regular basis. And then so they said, "Look, we're not really concerned about all that. We were going to give you the job anyway. We just wanted to like make you sweat a little bit, but also we just want somebody that can bring a different vibe to the stadium." Luckily, the guy that was there, his name was Harlan. He wanted to change up what was going on.
Change the culture
up. So he told me, just like kind of like, "I want to hear this, want to hear that." I was like, okay. I got a healthy idea of what you like want to do.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, I hadn't done any sports, nor did I have the rhythm for sports at the time. But the best thing I think that I did was come in and try to fine tune what was already there, not change it up, but slowly change it up. Gradually. Because I mean, honestly, let's be real. Like baseball is still America's pastime. There was no Magic Johnson around there when it was probably me and one other black person when we walk in.
Wasn't too many folks like us.
It wasn't too many folks. So it's like, and then I could tell by the way the media was looking at me, they were like trying to figure out like what's gonna go on. So anyway, I came in and I let the producer who had been in sports like help me learn like a little bit of the rhythm. Where I knew I can make a difference was in the pregame mixes, because that's the time where the fans just now coming in and more. I know I can make that much difference, but also take a little bit of it and incorporate it into the game. But let me first work on the pregame mixes to get a better vibe in here. And that's what got the notice of the players, because I was there for 2 weeks, and Garrett Anderson, who was on the team at the time, sent a message through PR up to me and says, "Hey," they said, "Hey, Garrett Anderson really likes your mixes. He wants to know if you can make him a mix."
Ooh, boy.
And how much you would charge him. And I told him this. I said, "Look, I'll definitely do it." I said, "But I don't want any money. I just want to meet him." And so they said, okay. So they said, okay, come back just come at this time early tomorrow. So I came in with the mixes. I go down to the stadium. Now at this time, the DJ is hands off. Never meet the players, never do anything. So I go downstairs, I'm in the dugout. Nobody's around. I'm in there standing by myself. They says, wait here, Garrett will come in. So maybe like 2 minutes, James Loney walks in. And I'm like, James Loney. So I said,
I remember him.
Yeah.
Shout out to Loney.
James Loney was the first Dodger I ever met. And so he's like, oh, you're the DJ. This, we really like what you're doing. And then Garrett Anderson walks in. And I give him the mixes. We take the picture. James Loney actually takes the picture. We talk about this all the time because he's always at the stadium now.
Yeah.
And then so I go up back to my booth and I'm getting ready for the game. In the middle of the game, PR walks over to me. And at this time, when PR comes up, everybody's kind of like looking. So he walks into the press box over to me and he hands me an envelope. The envelope has $500 in it.
Woo, baby.
From Garrett Anderson. And so now the media's looking and everybody I work with is looking like, what did you get that for? And I said, well, I made him a mix.
You didn't ask for it, though.
I didn't ask for it.
That was so dope.
Now, here's the thing. I told him, I said, look, I want to make him one that's a little more hip hop because at the time, his walk-up song was Africa Bambaataa.
Okay.
So I said, I want to make him one more geared towards.
Right.
I don't want any money. I said, just give him the mixes. But I gave him the mixes the next day. Same thing, another envelope with $500.
Man, you got that lettuce growing. That sandwich is getting big, dog.
I got it growing.
2 hands on it.
And everybody's looking, so they're really trying to figure out, like, okay, this is, there must be something like happening. Now, during that season, the Yankees come to town. And as I'm doing the game, the guy who hired me or who initially made the contact, Damian Shepard, says, he makes this announcement over the PA, over like our headsets. He's like, listen up, everybody. The Yankees just wrote, I don't know where they wrote it because I could never find it. But he said the Yankees just wrote, the best music at any stadium is Dodgers.
Wow,
Stadium.
and that came from the Yankees organization.
And so,
global brand, classic, historical.
Right. So I just kind of like, I'm taking all this stuff in slowly but surely, but I'm still staying in my lane because I'm not trying to now start walking around there like I'm the, you know what I mean? Like I'm shit.
Yeah.
So fast forward to the end of that season. That's my first season. Both those people that hired me got fired. First was Harlan, the head guy, then was the producer.
Wow.
And I'm going, I'm for sure out of here.
You thought you was done.
I thought I was. It
was a severe situation.
Oh, it was. It was, because now I'm not knowing what's going on. So then and I'm still not knowing, because a couple weeks before the season starts, my still boss, Tom Darren, he emails me or calls me, I can't remember. And he says, look, they got fired, but we really like what you do, and we want to bring you back. And so I was just honored, like, to come back. But what I did do out of it was I did one more season under the same management with the McCourt Foundation. And then that's when the Magic Group came in.
Right.
But so I used it as an opportunity to kind of work with PR, because at the time, the players, when they were setting up their music selections, we always get lost in translation who this is, little this, da-da-da, you know what I mean? Yeah. They would have them all wrong. And so I came up with this idea. I hit up PR. I said, look, because you're not getting the songs as, I just told them, I didn't say they were getting it wrong, but I said, look, I think I have an idea that can kind of help out. Whereas I'll buy my own ticket. I'll come down to spring training.
Wow.
I'll talk to the players. I'll tell them why some of their songs are getting rejected, and I'll also get an idea of the songs that they want. They're like, that's a great idea. And so,
bless them with some guidance.
Yes. Yeah. So I went down. That's when I met the players, and then they were so open to it because this is the first time anyone was interacted with them that wasn't a writer trying to write something bad about them.
Yeah.
But also was interested in what they wanted to play.
Right.
So that's when I developed my relationships with all the players, and they got used to me, like, coming down almost to the point of, if I didn't come down, they were mushing PR in the face like, I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to.
Yeah, where's Severe at? Where my dog at?
Where my dog at? Because he knows what he knows, and I just wanted, like, him. Half the time, man, they would just be showing me everything they're listening to on their iPad, which I also took in advantage to learn what was going to make them move. And then slowly but surely, the reputation got around to MLB, and you start hearing it. Most of the MLB players love like coming to Dodger Stadium. And so it just kind of grew over time. And then I started figuring out my lanes of how to incorporate more of the essence of hip hop in it without it being such a shock to the system. You know what I mean? I kept what worked,
right?
Like the Inner Sandmans and everything else, because I learned my rhythm.
Yeah.
Luckily enough from the producer Damien, who got fired.
Yeah.
But I didn't just take that and say, I'm just gonna change this all the way up.
Yeah.
It's a slow
you
like
have to walk that fine line.
You have to walk the fine line.
Yeah.
You have to walk the fine line because you learn real quick that the media at the time, they're looking for any story to write. Whether next, so they're trying to go through your music to see if you're trying to say something. So I'm trying to also develop a relationship with them so they don't write anything bad. I get a little bit of leeway.
Yeah.
But also just kind of like make my way in this what's America's pastime, like baseball. And I mean, it's one of those things where everything's in timing, man, because I would start saying, man, I'm pretty good at this. Why isn't nobody like interviewing me or doing an interview on me? And I would kind of pitch it, but then no bites. But around 2013, this writer from the Times came up to me and says, hey, I want to do a story on you. I was like, okay.
The LA Times.
LA Times. Now, so I'm like, okay. Now, this shows you how God and timing like works. So
real talk.
He does this story on me, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm driving into the game. It's around playoff time. This is in 2013. I'm driving into the game, and my phone is blowing up as I'm driving in. My friend's mom, I answer the phone. I'm like, why is Chuck's mom calling me? I answer the phone. She's screaming. She's like, son, you in the paper? But I was like, okay, I know. And I'm like, no, I'm on the front page of not the sports page.
The front page of the LA Times.
Of the LA Times. Now, here's what I learned when I get to the stadium, because all the media who at first were kind of like gas facing me, they're like, look, this one reporter, Beth, she said, look, you realize you're on the cover of the LA Times, top of the fold? I was like, I don't know what that means. She's like, top of the fold is
first thing they see.
And she's like, there's players that's never been on there. There's other people, the organization that's never been on the front page. You're on the front page, top fold of the LA Times.
Wow. And
so that's kind of me putting on for my city, because my city was so proud. My grandmother went to like the store, bought up every paper.
Yeah.
You know, saying my grandson's on the, you know what I mean? So that's when I learned the kind of like, kind of the, not the weight, but kind of like who I'm representing, and, you know, like kind of like the different things like about it too, or the different paths that can go. But also, again, back to God's timing, because I'm all that time asking for someone to do a story, man. But if you wait, you know, you get it just works out even better for you.
Yeah.
You know, and so I was on the cover of LA Times, and then a couple years later, someone from the Chicago Tribune put me in the Chicago Tribune, which was crazy, because how am I the Dodgers DJ, but I'm in the Chicago Tribune, and we beat the Cubs. But I mean, it's just been a great, you know, journey, and I got plenty of friends and just kind of like connections from it, and then it's just great, you know.
Do you ever wake up and just pinch yourself and be like, is this real? You know, am I out of a dream? Like, I mean, just to be associated with just an iconic brand.
Right.
You know, the Dodgers legacy, they came out of Brooklyn. You know, shout out to Jackie Robinson and the history behind the franchise. Me being from New York, you know, ever since I was a kid, my grandfather put me up on game on the historical impact that Jackie Robinson had. Right. So it's only right that I'm repping today wearing this, but does it ever just... Do you ever pinch yourself and just be like, yo, man, I can't believe this?
Here's how I've learned to kind of like, especially the Jackie Robinson full circle. So
yeah.
So the ironic thing and the funny thing is, so my birthday is Jackie Robinson Day.
Oh wow.
So every year,
wow,
April 15th, I'm at Dodger Stadium. I went to the same high school as Jackie Robinson.
What?
John Muir High School. That's where he went.
Jackie went to John Muir? Oh, my goodness.
I'm in that Hall of Fame at John Muir, same Hall of Fame as Jackie Robinson.
That's deep.
For giving back to the community and for like special arts.
I love that, man.
When I used to take the bus with my aunt, who got me to Columbia House, I would see Mack Robinson on the bus every day.
Really?
And my aunt would say, that's Mack Robinson. And
wow.
he would always sit in the same seat on the bus. And later on, when I heard the story of him on how he came back from the war and how he was treated, now I know why he has this like sullen look on his, just like downtrodden look on his face, but also always speak to you. So to be part of the Dodgers, the organization that brought in Jackie Robinson, to have gone through somewhat the same lineage and the same kind of like walk, and to be representing this team who I'm always been a fan of, who now, when my mom and my dad used to take me to Fan Appreciation Day, some of those same people like Rick Monday, they're like my best friends now. I can go talk to them. It's just like really a kind of like a full circle like moment. So I think in my first years, I was so caught up on the performance and trying to just create the job. I forgot to kind of like enjoy it as much as I can, or be in full circle. Now I don't much as pinch myself and say, look, like I just kind of like revel in it and say, yeah, this is something like special. But the main thing that I like,
destiny, though.
It was definitely destiny.
That.
It was definitely destiny, because like I said, you gotta just let everything go in like God's timing. But just to hear the people say I'm part of the energy of the team, or I'm the energy of the team, or just to hear them say, man, I really love what you do, and I understand like what you do. Because most people I know it goes over their heads, but I always like to say, if I could just be in the background and make you tap your foot or like bob your head, I'm doing my job.
Yeah.
Doing my job. And
Word.
If I can just, like lots of times I stand outside the press box at the end of the game and I still see people dancing or singing the songs, or if people recognize me and come up and take a picture.
Yeah.
Or if I meet people outside of it and they go, I'm a big fan of yours. Like that's just enough for me. It's like I take that all in. I try to stay grounded with it, but that's my purpose. It's like I want to make you party and dance a little bit. I always say, even if the team's getting blasted, I gotta still be good, because I can still make you dance, that's my goal. Like I just want to make you dance. You know what I mean? Which is, you know what I mean, through play good music, whether it's old, new, try to find quality. I think I have a great ear for music, and then just work with it. You know?
Right. And speaking of legendary status, what's it like, being around Irvin Magic Johnson, who has ownership in the Dodgers? Talk to me about that experience, and have you learned anything from him directly?
I'll tell you the main thing I learned from before he was the owner of the team. The same friend who got me in, I forgot. I had another friend, Magic. I had another friend, Ayana, who worked for him.
Yeah.
Years before he went to the Dodgers. And she hooked me up to do a party for him. This is before he had.
Oh.
So I did a party.
You already had an experience.
I had an experience with him. And the one thing I learned from him was, at his home, it's like the same people that work for him during the day work for him at his home. So all his assistants, who were assistants, like my friend Ayana, they were like assisting at this benefit. It was a Michigan State benefit for just Michigan State basketball.
Yeah.
My man, it was so many people there, I can't even remember. But just to meet Magic at that point in time, and then later on he becomes the owner, and I've run into him like several times and heard good things from him. Like that picture we just showed, that was right before the parade, and then when I stopped to talk to him, it was good. I like to get just a little bit of time like with him, just to matter. I always say, from a couple people, all I want is that fist bump, and I'm good for that.
You Gucci.
I'm good. You know what I mean? All I want, I'm not looking for you to take any more time other than say, keep doing what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
And roll with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know? But he's definitely, I did an event that we always do. It's where it's a benefit dinner. Usually it's done in the latter part of the season. Dave Roberts comes up and speaks, but Magic spoke this year, and he was very candid, and he's never done it. He just took pictures, but I saw him stop and take pictures with all the kids and make sure they came up, and then like take his time with the people. And I've learned great
that's beautiful
ownership and different skills in him. But I mean, and just for him to be that humble and that open to the fans, and to really, really, really see someone who's not from here take on that LA vibe and really bring that championship caliber and understand that championship caliber. Somebody's from Detroit, Michigan, who, you know what I mean, comes out here and is one of the greatest smiles and faces of LA.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And then just to see him, it's genuine.
Yeah.
He's definitely genuine.
Yeah.
He's definitely genuine.
Yeah. And speaking of genuine, let's talk about Dave Roberts, because he's such a competitor. And there's been times in the past where, you know, he was heavily criticized and questioned, is he the right, skipper for the team? He's proved the haters wrong.
Right.
I'm not going to front. There's been times where I even had my own doubts.
For sure.
But it's a tough job, man, to be a coach, to be, controlling a ball club, especially on that level. Talk to me about him. What's it like being around Dave Roberts? He seems like a pretty funny guy, right?
Yes.
When he's up, he's all the way up, right? Is that accurate?
He's very accurate. Dave, the one thing I love about Dave, when I go to spring training and I tap on his door, because his office is right before you get to the clubhouse.
Yeah.
No matter what he's doing, he said, "Hey, come in." Like I'm just stopping, but he always has me come in.
Get in here.
Get in here. We talk about it. We talk a little bit, but I always tell him, man, I respect him to the utmost because of that. Because of the pressure that he's under.
Constantly.
And the one thing I like about him, or I can respect about him, is, and I think I've heard him say this, is he's so genuine that, like, when people get mad at how the team is playing, they say, well, Dave needs to go in there and do this. And I try to tell him, like, why would he go in there and do something that's not genuine to him? The players ain't gonna pick up on that. And just because you think that's how they did it back in the 80s, that's not
that's not a different time.
It's a different time. I said, plus, if you've ever been in the clubhouse, you see that's not how he walks around there. He gives his one speech at the beginning, and it's usually something based off of winning, and they respect him more for that. But the conversations I've had with him are very genuine. He always asks you about your family, how's everything going? He always says your name. What's up, Severe? He's like, I appreciate what you're doing. And also, whenever I see him down there, I can tell when I know I can make
rock it out.
I can play some James Brown. I can see him kind of rocking. But that's to me the essence of the man. A very genuine dude. A great biracial backstory, respecting of his parents.
Right.
You know what I mean? Also, but respecting of both lineages, to the utmost, and a great representation of a man, of a family man, of a person who's had now major success as a coach, but he's really known for stealing that base in Boston.
Yeah, I remember
Other than that, he was just a journeyman player. But you can just tell, for him to be in that position, and I say after winning this championship this year, no one should ever say anything about
legendary status.
And I always tell people, look, he's a team player, because when we were losing, the day after we lose, everybody said Dave Roberts got to get fired. But then the organization comes right out and they said, no, he's our guy.
Support him.
We you know what I mean? He's, that's how the definite true essence of play. That's a lot of pressure on that man's shoulders.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure. In this city, hadn't won in 30 years.
The expectation. Yeah.
Got cheated out of one.
Yeah.
Lost another. Won one in COVID that they said was a fake championship.
It was real.
You know what I mean? But he's definitely one of the most genuine cats you want to meet.
Right. Do you ever get nervous during the game? Because sometimes the Dodgers, they keep the games tight. Sometimes, especially this past World Series, went to Game 7. Right. It had to go into extra innings. Shout out to Will Smith, who hit the game-tying home run. And the way they won that in dramatic fashion. But even during the regular season, when you're at the stadium and it's a tight ball game, do you ever get a little antsy, a little nervous, or you always are like, nah, we got this. I'm
only just two different times. So if I come in off of a long break, say
they've been on the road.
They've been on the road for 7 or 10 days, and they come back in. Sometimes. First of the season, this used to happen a long time ago. It takes me a minute to get back in rhythm, but not really now. I can tell you the last time I was nervous was Kershaw's no-hitter, because me and Kirsch are pretty good friends too, and it's like
shout out to Clayton,
yeah,
legend.
Definitely shout out to Clayton. He's a creature of habit. Like he's the person who, if the anthem's not sung at the same time, if the timing is off in anything, he gets pissed. And so even to the essence of, I would know certain things you do and you see him on the mound like shaking his head. So I developed my timing with Clayton over the years. I know when he's about to step up to the bump to pitch. So I know when to bring the music out. And I've always been very focused on Clayton's games. So anyway, this particular one, when he's throwing a no-hitter, I'm like really nervous because I don't want to affect anything that throws like him off. So normally, and this will be maybe a technical term, normally at the games, I leave all my faders up hot because I want to, this is the timing thing. Yeah. So when Clayton was getting close to the no-hitter, I was turning all my faders down because I didn't want to accidentally hit anything while he's
playing safe.
On the play it safe because I'm really honed in and watching him. I'm bringing the music out way early like now, and I'm just kind of like quiet, and I'm making sure I'm standing back because I don't want to bump anything. And in order for him to get that no hitter on that day, I was really nervous that day, but so much relief and elation after he like knocked that one out. But I hardly really get nervous other than just getting my rhythm like back in, kind of like wanting to pick the right moments to like do things. But for the most part, I got such a good rhythm now where it's like I'm kind of like as long as I'm not feeling too off, which every now and then everybody has like these off days, and but just to never really nervous like that. Maybe just sometimes in those high pressure moments. That's it.
That's amazing. Let's talk about the walk-up music, the theme music. Do you play a role in that decision-making in terms of suggesting a certain song for the player? Because a lot of the times when I hear the song and I see the player come up, it fits, right? It fits their personality. It fits who they are. Right. Talk to me about that process and what is your involvement when it comes to that?
It's a couple different things. So there's few players that used to always ask for my input, like on tracks. Austin Barnes.
Okay.
Justin Turner. Justin Turner and I developed this thing where he was like severe.
Shout out to him. He was.
Oh, that's my guy. I just did an event for him like a couple weeks.
I miss him being on the team.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He's a good dude.
I'm sure he's gonna work his way back in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
So he was like, he used to text me in the middle of the night, like severe. Is this a banger? Like or not? I'm talking. It'd be like I just got
2 in the morning.
2 in the morning. I'm like, why is JT like first time one of the first times he did, I played a joke on him. He was like, yo, Severe, this is JT. And I was like, Justin Timberlake? And he was like, man, come on, man. You know what I mean? So he was like, Severe, is this a banger? And so I'll take the time to listen to it. But one thing that I never do is I never tell somebody if a song is trash. Because 2 things.
Yeah.
If they're feeling that, I don't want to throw them off of that. And I don't want to have to come up with the replacement that they might like not do well on. So
right.
Justin and I also developed like this kind of like nod thing. He told me, he's like, man, look, if I'm playing like trash and I see you and I give you like this nod, you can go back to whatever song. You can switch it up at that point in time to kind of like help me out. And it's worked out a couple times where he's gone off or turned out for what, and I brought it back and he's like hit home runs or whatever. And he'll kind of like give me a nod. Max Muncy throughout this whole season.
Shout out to Max.
Yeah, shout out to Max. Those are my guys. So I would send him messages, actually through my therapist. My therapist is a big Max Muncy fan. And so when I would have my sessions, we would talk about a little bit of doctor stuff, but he'd always tell me, man, I really love Max. And so I would send these messages to Max when he was struggling like this year. Like, look, man, you got a lot of people out here supporting you, and just keep it going. And Max, when he sees me, he goes like this because that's just him acknowledging
that connection.
We got that connection, and so he'll text me during the middle, like on the road, when I'm like riding in, and he'll be like, "Man, I'm thinking about changing the song. What do you think about it?" And so I'll give him like my opinion, like whether it's good, but like again, I'll never tell him like yes or no. I really would tell you just like kind of rock with it. Me and Gavin Lux would do that a lot. Like I said, Austin Barnes.
Yeah.
But for the most part, the only input I've ever had when Adrian Gonzalez was here and he had Mariachi Loco, I told him one day, I was like, hey man, look, understand this. And he hated the song.
Right.
He hated the song. And I told him, I said, you can never get rid of that song. I said, because that's a Latin staple, classic.
Right.
And if you get rid of that song, these people are gonna be pissed. So he added a second song. So much to the point that people got pissed that they went to complain to security, and security called us and said, we want to know why the DJ's not playing Mariachi Loco for.
Wow.
And that's when we had to explain.
They blamed it on you.
They blamed it on me.
You have nothing to do with it.
He has 2 songs. Now that's also, I had so much of a good relationship. They played so many pranks on people when I was there that I couldn't really say anything about. But then, they go like when Jock Peterson was struggling, and I forgot who it was that pulled me to the side and said, we want to change the song to Bop, but then tell him. So now I'm first time up, I'm playing Bop, and everybody in the media's right over there, so they always look at me and they're like, and I just kind of have to stand there like kind of like stoic, like I don't know. And then so he hits this home run, and now he points up, laughs, and everything is good. The one time that was the one craziest moment was Joe West, the old time umpire who always was a red ass, who never. One day I don't know why I was in the clubhouse, but Chase Utley and Adrian Gonzalez called me over and said, hey DJ, we want you to do something. And Joe West has a country album, but we want you to play our first up at bat. We want you to play songs off of his album only. So I'm like, and they say, obviously I can't tell anybody because they want to pull off this major prank. Yeah. So, and Joe West, he don't take no, he's a serious umpire, like serious umpire.
He don't play around. Yeah.
So, get up to bat, I play one of his country songs. He doesn't even notice the first one. And everybody in the dugout's kind of like, you know what I mean? You get to like the third song, Joe West starts looking around. He's looking at the players and they're not looking at him. He starts looking up in the booth. He doesn't know where I'm at. So it gets to kind of like the 5th, 6th song. And the funny thing is we kind of batted around that first inning. So it got to every batter.
Wow.
So finally, Joe West starts laughing. The media is still looking over at me like, what is like going on? Even my bosses are looking at me because I couldn't tell them. Yeah. Because if you tell them and they say you can't do it, then the player's gonna look at me like, why'd you open your mouth? Why you open your mouth? You're just supposed to like let it go. So anyway, by about the 8th batter, Joe West just kind of like stops and looks up and everybody starts like laughing. So there's a little bit of relief on that one, but there's been some crazy like situations like that they played like pranks on people that you know I now laugh at, but those were kind of stressful moments. You know?
Right. And speaking of stressful moments, did you ever have a doubt? You know, the Dodgers played the Blue Jays. They're trying to win back-to-back championships, be the first team since the Yankees to do it. They lost a couple games at home. They were down 3-2. They had to go back to Toronto. They had to win 2 straight. Was there ever a doubt in your mind that they couldn't pull it off? Were you a little bit worried? A little bit.
I was. Yeah. I was slightly worried, but also I've been in that scenario with them so many times. Yeah. And honestly, to me, I've seen a lot of baseball played so many
countless games.
I knew there was something in this team, and I've seen them where they sometimes I know their rhythm of winning, and then sometimes I see them, I can tell the way that they were losing those games, there wasn't like they weren't there. If I had saw them just go belly up and not be able to
They were still fighting.
They were still fighting. Now, I can't tell you that I knew it was going to be Miguel Rojas to do it. But
game winner, shout out to Rojas.
I will tell you this. I was a little bit irritated that he wasn't in the lineup because he was doing so good that when he was in the lineup, and then when we got to the playoffs, we all of a sudden took him out. And I know he's a rhythm player. And so I thought that he could produce more, especially with the way some of the other people were struggling, because Tommy, his ankle, didn't know how good he was on that. But I did not expect it to be like Rojas. I always know the rhythm of Mookie and like kind of like Freddie, and it's just they have a winning tradition and I mean, the team is so deep, and you know, at some point in time, like somebody's gonna come through. But I knew we were gonna do it, but I can definitely not tell you.
You were stressed up.
I was stressed.
We all were.
I couldn't. It's almost like I kind of had a feeling for like Rojas, but I just didn't see it. But I mean, you know, he's the man.
And shout out to him too. He made a key defensive play in the infield, that throw to home, which, you know, the guy barely got out, but the timing, the fielding of the ball, and the delivery to home plate, and him thinking on his feet.
He said that was
a big play.
He said he was nervous about that because he knows the analytics of his distance. He said I was almost too far away to make that play, which is crazy. He's a good dude. He's a good dude.
Yeah. What do you enjoy doing when you're not at the stadium and you're not DJing? Any hobbies or interests, anything you like to do, you know, when you just want to unwind?
I told myself this year I'm going to make sure my golf game gets right.
Okay.
So I'm going to definitely get out.
You're going to bring me out, Severe?
I'll definitely, for sure.
I'm not very good. I need help.
For sure. I told myself I was going to make sure I dedicate time to that. I like to travel.
Okay.
Me and my girl, we get out and I travel. I've been blessed to go to some nice places in the last like 3 years. I like to do some clubs that I like to do. Like I say it's like a comedian that goes out to like do stand-up to kind of keep my tools sharp. The club scene really doesn't appeal to me just on certain levels. When I can play the music that I can kind of play, is just a vibe. I'm really with that. But other than that, man, I try to just enjoy the time with my kids, my grandson, and then just try to, you know what I mean, relax as much as like possible, but also stay conditioned for the grind, because it's a hell of a grind. It's almost like the baseball players, they still got to work out or else they're going to come in like super like rusty. So I try to keep my ear to the street for music. Yeah. And then trying to figure out different ways of trying to just make it new, wake up your ears with some of the old classic stuff, and then just make it work. You know what I mean? Right. And speaking of making it work, everybody watching the show, by the way, in case you didn't know, this is DJ Severe, the official DJ of the world champion back-to-back Los Angeles Dodgers. Where can people find you online? All the fans that are watching the show, how can they tap in with you? The main way to tap in with me is the real DJ Severe on Instagram. Okay. Or DJ Severe on Twitter, or X as it's called. But that's the main place to start. Those two platforms. Those two platforms. Yeah. I also I do stream on Twitch, which is DJ Severe. And I'm about to start, I think, streaming on YouTube, but we're working it out. But I like to do it sparingly, play some good old R&B. I'm really like a R&B head, so I really like to try to merge the new R&B with some of the old R&B. Yeah. Some of the classics, and just try to do that. I mean, and you just catch me, I'm vibing. Yeah. Hopefully trying to create a spot with some of my other DJs in a spot in LA where people can come listen to good music and enjoy a vibe without having to be so LA-ish with bottle service and kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's just a different vibe. Right. I mean? Right. I mean, some for the older people, but also, you know what I mean? Don't forget the young people, just a vibe, because music is universal. It should translate to everybody. Right, right. And don't forget to tap in with your boy Mack B. Follow me on the gram at Mack B, MACKB as in boy, _, at Sports Hop Media, Sports SPORTSHOP Media MEDIA. You know what time it is. And before I conclude episode 66, I gotta give love to my official sponsor. Shout out to me, Gente911app.com. Small business owner, you're looking to grow your brand, make sure you tap in with me, Gente911app.com, for branding development, more recognition. It's only $5 a month to subscribe,
An annual subscription is only $60, okay? $5 a month. You're going to spend more at the Chick-fil-A drive-thru than you do with this app. So if you've got a mobile business, maybe you're a mobile barber shop or a mobile pet grooming service, maybe you're a day laborer, or maybe you're a food vendor in a food truck, okay? And you have a small business, go to migente911app.com. Subscribe today. We're revolutionizing the industry. I'm proud to announce that I am an official partner of this app. I have hopped into the technological game. I am in the tech game, and I'm excited. So episode 66 is in the books. I got the one and only DJ Severe in the building. Show up those championship rings, player. Woo! Let's get a look at that. Man, are they heavy?
They are.
Can I? Oh man! Before we wrap up, man, I gotta. Oh man, look at this.
Number 3 is coming.
Man, number 3 is coming. Look at this. Y'all see the blinging? Okay. Yeah. That's official. Shout out to the world champion LA Dodgers. We got DJ Severe in the building. Your boy Mack B. Solomon. Peace.
Peace.
Thanks for watching Sports Hop. For all the latest news on hip hop and sports, subscribe here and keep it locked. It's your boy Mack B.